I believe that everyone needs a base. Everyone needs somewhere where they can work from. Start from. It's very hard for someone on the street to find a job, I would think. But if you've got somewhere stable, safe, affordable, you can go ahead. You can push ahead and make your life, go forward.
Hello, I'm Toby Fox from 1.5 Million New Homes, the local government challenge, sponsored by Redloft and Lovell. So we're visiting a different council every month to find out what works and what needs to change to get more homes built. And this month we're in the London Borough of Sutton, the sunny London Borough of Sutton. We've spent a lot of time over the last 10, 11, 12 months talking to councils about the sorts of things that they want to see happen to enable them to build more homes. But we haven't got outside the bubble and spoken to residents about what they want. So this month, we're doing just that. And we've been lucky enough to be invited into the homes of Russell Edgecock and Jean Legg, who are council residents in Sutton. And they're going to tell us a little bit about the impact that getting council homes has had on their lives. Russell, hi.
Hello.
Welcome to 1.5 Million New Homes.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about your circumstances before you moved in here, and then we'll talk a bit about where we are.
Well, I was at Elm Grove, a long-term resident there.
Yeah.
And there was when I first moved in there, it was very sort of peaceful and everything, and everything like that. And then just over these, I was there for over 20 years.
Right.
And there was a slow creep of, sort of going downhill, but more so towards the end of that.
Jean, thank you very much for inviting us to your lovely new home. And how did you feel about the news that Elm Grove, your home, was going to be demolished and regenerated?
It was sad because there's a lot of memories in there if you've been there 40 years. And for my children, my grown-up children, my son said, "Oh, Mum, it's sad, but, because he was little and he used to play out there." And but they've all been here, obviously, and they said it's a lovely flat. So, so it's all worked out all right.
I was shown this place here, and as soon as I walked in, I went, "Wow, this is so bright and spacious and quiet, and the outlook is better than my head out the window there. It's just open field there, and I feel much safer here." I'm thinking, still had those thoughts about shall I move back or not to Elm Grove, but now I've been here for a few months now. I feel like I'd like to stay. I've met neighbours, they're very friendly. So it's all positive, and I think that I will be staying here. I think I've made up my mind.
It's very bright. It's the builders and the decorators have done a really good job. It's all neutral colour. You can see white, which you can put your own furnishings in a neutral colour. Lovely open plan. It's very warm it's nice.
Would you say it's an improvement on where you lived before, or are you equally as happy?
I think it's an improvement with the heating system, and the other place you had to put it on and turn it off, and this one's continuous.
And what kind of impact has it had on your life moving to this new flat?
I still wanted to be near the bus route because I don't drive, so that's and the balcony I wanted because I was in a house in Elm Grove which had a garden, so I needed it. But this is good because now I'm older, I don't need to garden. There's no lawn to cut, but you have got a balcony to sit out if you want to.
Yeah.
It's a new design. You got wider doors. I mean, everything's aimed around sort of disabilities, really, I suppose, for wheelchair access. But it just makes the whole place feel more spacious, and much more cupboard space.
Right, that's crucial.
Much more, and it's brighter and lighter, and it just feels much more safe.
Yeah,
and I feel very, that I've got a home now, and I look forward to coming here, unlike before.
Yeah.
And I've got a balcony.
Right. What difference does a balcony make to you?
Well, you can get outside and sit and read a book.
Yeah.
You know, and you get fresh air, especially here.
Yeah.
You get the smell of lavender. Yeah, just somewhere you can. It's not a garden, but you can make it garden-esque.
Yeah.
I've got the pots ready.
Well, I've had quite a few jobs over the years, but the last one was in Carshalton Moor Memorial.
Mm-hmm. What were you doing?
Ward orderly.
So you've worked for the NHS. What sort of other jobs have
I've
you
worked
had?
in offices, shops, restaurants, sort of around the children, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you doing before you retired?
I worked for the council.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was doing what they call gully sucking, I suppose, is the term they use, but going around cleaning the drains,
Yeah.
driving. I had HGV class 2, driving the gully sucker around. And I really enjoyed it, and I was using my licence, my HGV licence, and it was like a workout.
Yeah. And all that time, through all those jobs that you've talked us through, you've always lived in a home provided by the council.
Yes.
Would you have been able, do you think, to have worked in so many jobs and for so long if you hadn't had help from the council?
No, probably not. My 3 sons have all, I say, grown up, and they've all got their own homes, which they're buying, which is good. It's because they've had a stable home there, which it is always there. You know, whether if you're in I know people in private accommodation, they may be there for a little while and really like it, and then the person doesn't want them anymore, and they've then got to look for another place. Whereas if you're in a council home, it's there, if everything goes well, it's there for life, really.
I believe that everyone needs a base.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone needs somewhere where they can work from. Start from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very hard for someone on the street to find a job, I would think. But if you've got somewhere stable, safe, affordable, you can go ahead. You can push ahead and make your life then, go forward.
But the council wants to build 500 new homes over the next 5 years. So how do you feel about the council's ambition to build more homes?
I think it's good because a lot of people, can't afford to buy a place or rent, but the rent's high. So councils, it's nice if you can still get a council property.
I think it's a good idea. Building these homes. I like the idea of the regeneration side of it. Using existing council places, using that footprint to build up and expand on that. I like that idea of using within the urban space.
What other advice would you have for the council about building those 500 new homes? What should they take into account when they're building them?
Think about the safety, and security, because that's quite important. That is very important. People have to feel safe. Otherwise, I like the idea of people being sociable, especially in where they live. I like the idea of neighbourly side of things, and if it's not safe, people seem to lock themselves away, and then people, become inverted in. Everyone's sort of just locking themselves away because they're too afraid of coming out and socialising. And I think it's very important to socialise and feeling safe.
I could have gone back there, but no, I think I'm quite happy here.
You feel this is a step forward for you?
Yes. Yeah.
What would your message be to the people who don't want those homes built?
Maybe they could sort of look at some places that have already been built with the green spaces incorporated in that urban environment, and they might have a better outlook to say, well, this ain't so bad. Because I've heard a lot of people that have had those views, and when they saw places that have been regenerated and developed, and those ideas were incorporated, sort of trees, greens, play areas for the young in a safe environment, I think they might change their mind a bit. I mean, they can probably think of just this urban space, and it's all tall buildings and enclosed and dark areas between. But if the design is good, which Elm Grove will be, because I've seen the plans for that, and been on a few little meetings with that, talking to the architects, it seems very positive. And a lot of the things that are brought up was about safety and green spaces within an urban area, and it can work.
Russell, thank you very much indeed for inviting us into your fantastic new home.
Right.
So that's the end of another episode of 1.5 Million New Homes, the Local Government Challenge, sponsored by Redloft and by Lovell. We're going to be back in a few days with more from the London Borough of Sutton. But until then, hopefully you like what you've seen. And if you do, please click like and subscribe. It's really helpful for us. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.